I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here, I'm here. There's Grandma and Carell. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I love this. We're nearing the end of Women's History Month, but I think she'll stay forever. And there's my favorite guy in purple. Before I begin, what must I do? There's my wrist. There's the thermometer. "97.1. I am perfectly fine to continue. I hope you are too. This weekend we'll start Passover for our Jewish friends. And the way that we say happy holidays in Yiddish is Hag Sameach. And that means happy holidays. And if I didn't say it quite right, I hope you got the message and understood that I want you to have the grandest Passover holiday of all. And if I'm not mistaken, I think that today is the last day of school for the public school system before the children go on spring break. Awesome! I will see you next week to make sure that you get some nap time story time in to give you a break from whomever you're home with, because trust me, you will need a break from one another, and so that you can enjoy yourself with a story before you take your nap or eat your lunch and then take your nap. Okay, and in honor of Passover, I'm drinking my grape juice. I love condemned grape juice, and when I go to the supermarket, trust and believe, that's what I'll be getting. This is Welch's. Let me take a sip. You know I always take a sip. Wow, that was a big sip. Look at that. Did you notice this book? A Sunday with Judy, written by Frida Friedman. When this book was written, paper books cost 50 cents. These were called paperback pocket books. Well, not so much this one. This one's a little big for a pocket book. But it's definitely a paperback, and it was something that you could carry with you everywhere you went. This book, A Sunday with Judy, is the first book that I bought and chose and read all by myself. This, along with Charlotte's Web, I bought at a book fair. And this was, one of my favorite books. And I just want you to take a look at it. This is what I read in 3rd grade. I think that I will do a read aloud with you next week and introduce you to the very first chapter book that I bought all by myself for 50 cents. But as promised, we will continue reading from Batman's Guide to Being Cool. Discover your inner cool with help from me, Batman, the coolest superhero in the universe. Yesterday we started, and today we're going to continue. Batman's Guide to Discovering Your Inner Cool. Remember, I showed you his really cool utility belt yesterday, and we read this. And then here is where we stopped. You want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts. That's his playlist. Gym workout. Oh, I have a gym workout playlist too. Super cool mega mix. Let's get nuts. That's where we're at now. And Batman solos. So let's see what's on his Let's Get Nuts mix. Batman's Guide to Meeting Super. Oh, and that doesn't say super. That says mega. Meeting mega cool friends. Let's see. I thought we did this part already. I think we did. Let me see. I'm going to take a little preview and see. Okay, maybe not. Maybe I read it and thought that I read it to you too. Let's go. When it comes to finding mega cool friends, you have to ask yourself a few important questions. Do you speak the same language? This doesn't mean Spanish, English, French, or Chinese, or what's that they speak on Star Trek? You know, with the fingers like that, you know. You don't even have to speak that. It means when you're talking to your friends, do you get that cool feeling that they understand exactly what you mean? And, of course, it works both ways, too. Although, if you happen to be Batman, which I am, then you really say important stuff all the time. So it's extra important that your friends understand that. You ready to do something cool? Yeah, always. Do you have common interests? If you are a crime-fighting vigilante, then it's good if your friends like to fight crime too. My best friend and I would go ice skating together. We would go to concerts together. What else did we do? My other best friend and I would go to the park together and jog. I have another best friend who taught me how to use a sewing machine to make clothes. So yes, my best friends and I do have lots of things in common. Do you hang out in the same places? If you're going to be spending a lot of time zooming around to exotic locations to find the criminals that you were born to defeat, then it's good if your friends are visiting those places too. Or if you spend your downtime swimming in your pool, then it's good if one of your best friends is a dolphin. Me and my good friend, Dolphy. Take a peek at me hanging out with my friends. We have so much in common. Then I have friends who I like to hang out at restaurants with. Oh, it's been so long since I've been to a restaurant. Gee. And friends who I would go to the beach with. And friends who I would go on vacation with. And friends who I would go on cookouts with. And friends who I would go to yoga with. Oh, I can't wait to live my life again a little bit like Batman is living his life with his friends. Anyway, back to the story because I truly did digress. Alfred, tail gunner for the Air Force, considers taking care of Batman the most important job in the world. I can't argue. Barbara Gordon, hotshot pilot, graduate of Harvard for police, likes wearing headgear with ears. It's a good look, I'm not gonna lie. Dick Grayson, young Dick Grayson, orphan, nimble gymnast, wants to grow up to be just like Batman. And how could that be wrong? Dolphy loves swimming, and me, Batman. Let's be honest, who doesn't love me? Batman. Computer knows everything. What could be more like me than that? Talk about having stuff in common. Oh boy, does he really think highly of himself, this Batman guy. Anyway, I digress. We definitely have common interests. and we see each other all over the place. Oh, you hear that song playing? That's Kool and the Gang. And my friend Diana and I would go to the Apollo all of the time. And we saw Kool and the Gang so many times. And yes, they sang that song, Jungle Boogie, almost every show. Hey, look at that. I did have some cool times with my cool friends. And no question about it, we speak the same language. Boom means common remark after a stealthy move. Kaboom! Common remark after a mega stealthy move. Pow! Sound heard after deploying a mega cool gadget. Woohoo! Celebratory remark after discovering that one of your dads is Batman. My dream for the police force is to team up with Batman. My, what is that you are holding in your arm on your shoulder? What is that? Batman's Guide to Defeating Your Enemies. Oh, so that's an enemy defeater right there. And I guess that's also an enemy defeater. Boy, they sure look scary. Well, I guess you need scary tools to defeat scary people. Let's see. I used to say that Batman likes to battle lots of villains. I didn't have a number one bad guy, and I didn't have any number one friends either. You see, for a long time, I believed in working solo. But that changed when I met my Batman family. I finally started to get the hang of this team thing. And that's when I realized that the Joker was right about one thing, and just the one. He really is my number one bad guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm still a night-stalking, crime-fighting vigilante and a heavy metal rapping machine. But I have to say one thing about the Joker. He makes me bring my A game. What we have? This is special. But just because I have one greatest enemy doesn't mean I don't know my other enemies. You can't be a hugely successful, world-famous, crime-fighting legend without knowing about all your enemies' strengths. Mr. Freeze, I freeze things. It's always good to dress in layers when fighting crime. Batman's words of advice when dealing with a Mr. Freeze. Poison Ivy, I control plants. Computer can formulate a really toxic weed killer. The Penguin, I can talk to flightless aquatic birds. Penguins are my least favorite movie animals, says Batman. Two-Face, I make unpredictable decisions. Batman says, I predict the unpredictable. Aha. Bane, I smash things. Batman says, I'm a master builder. I fix things. And I think, oh, here's some more. The Riddler, I confuse people. Batman says, you can't stump me. Harley Quinn, I love helping my pudding come up with plans. And Batman says, and I love foiling their plans over and over again. The Joker, I do art comedy. Batman says, you do crazy. These guys don't scare me because I also know their weaknesses, which in every case is, wait for it, yes, you know it. Me, Batman. And with that, I'm going to stop. I hope I've encouraged you to go buy this book on your own, or encouraged you to get it from the library, or encourage you to ask your teacher to get it for the classroom library, or ask the librarian. Do they still have those in schools anymore? Ask your principal to put it in the school's library. I will revisit some more of it next week, and I will start a Sunday with Judy because I can. In the meanwhile, you enjoy your Friday, but right now it's time for you to tell him, Batman, go take your nap.